Let's go back to 2013. I was a brand new mom to a beautiful baby boy. And while starting a family was something I'd always wanted, I don't remember signing up for the extra 100 pounds that came with my new bundle of joy. But after more than 20 years of struggle, the last thing I wanted to think about was another diet. After all, past dieting attempts took up so much time and energy. And as any new mom can attest, between all night feedings and a baby that needed constant attention, I didn't have any time or energy to spare. And that's when I stumbled upon intermittent fasting. But remember, this was over a decade ago, so there wasn't nearly as much information about fasting as there is now. And at the time, there was a lot of conflicting info about whether or not intermittent fasting was even safe for women. But since I had a lot of weight to lose and all of my former dieting tricks just weren't cutting it, I had to do something. In lieu of screwing up my body with even more overly restrictive diets, this time around, I stuck with a more gentle approach. This time, I followed a low carb diet mixed with fasts that only lasted up to 15 hours max. And that gentle approach agreed with me since I lost close to 90 pounds after my first pregnancy. Then, after regaining some of the weight back with baby number 2, I decided to kick things up a notch to take off my second round of baby weight. But instead of following a simple low carb plan where I ate around 150 grams of carbs per day, I switched to a strict keto plan with less than 20 grams per day. And instead of capping my fasting times at 15 hours, I moved my daily fast up to 16 hours and then 18 hours. And I kept going until there were days that I'd go an entire 24 hours without any food. This upgraded keto and intermittent fasting plan made weight loss easy. Not only did I drop the weight I regained with baby number 2 in record time, but I actually surpassed my weight loss goal of 150 pounds, getting all the way down to 135. And that's a weight that I hadn't seen since high school. I had so much success with my new intermittent fasting lifestyle that news stations started calling, online outlets wrote articles, and I even landed on the pages of People magazine. While I wish I could say that that was my happy ending when it comes to intermittent fasting, the truth is far more tragic. Because even though I stayed committed to my keto and fasting lifestyle, eventually a good chunk of the weight I lost came back at a rapid pace. But that's not even the worst of it. I also went through a whole onslaught of other problems, like getting news that I was going through early menopause at age 39. And all of a sudden, I experienced several food sensitivities that I never dealt with before. I had chronic fatigue so bad that all I could think about was going back to bed most days by noon. Plus, I had debilitating migraines at least 3 to 4 days each week. And out of nowhere, I had extreme chemical sensitivities to products that never bothered me before. Oh, yeah, and I was mean. As someone who's always been pretty chill, I'd never experienced rage out of nowhere. But back then, I found myself snapping at everyone I loved for pretty much no reason. And I'm not going to say that intermittent fasting is the root of all evil and I wish I never found it, especially since I still sometimes fast up to 14 hours. But here's the biggest mistake I made when it comes to intermittent fasting. I took it too far. I listened to far too many biohackers promoting all of the fabulous benefits of longer and longer fasts. So I jumped from 16 hours to 18 and then to 20 or even 22 hours per day. Because if some fasting is good, then more is better, right? I heard far too many stories of women who only ate one meal a day and experienced quick weight loss. So I quit 20-hour fasts and only ate one meal a day instead. And I kept going further and further down the intermittent fasting rabbit hole, mostly because I was terrified to regain everything I lost. But by fasting too aggressively for too long, not only did I regain 50 of the 100 pounds I lost, but I was mean. Plus, I dealt with some of these other health problems that I suspect I wouldn't have if I just chilled out on the fasting a little. While so many people find amazing success with intermittent fasting and it comes with a ton of benefits, I personally found that overdoing fasting did some damage to my hormones while throwing me into this constant state of fight or flight. Always being in this sympathetic state most likely led to the chronic fatigue that I dealt with. It definitely contributed to my migraines, and I 100% know that it led to my eventual weight regain since my sole focus was losing weight on the scale without a care in the world about the precious muscle loss that went along with the fat. But thankfully, my weight loss story doesn't end there because I went on to lose all of the weight I regained. Only this time, I'm showing no signs of gaining it back. Plus, my shiny, happy personality is back in full force, probably because I get to actually eat while easily maintaining a healthy weight. If you want to know the 3 big weight loss rules I follow to get back to this healthy place, then you can watch this video next.